Leah, go for it. Good to see you.
Hi, I'm very new to the group. So a little bit about myself. I am a retired OBGYN, and my husband and I run a 2,500 acre traditional farm and have American Wagyu beef. So we have several businesses. He was injured about almost 2 years ago, and we almost lost it all. And it prompted him to write a book. It's a workbook called The Farmer's Greatest Asset, documenting the farmer's brain. So it's a workbook that farmers can go through to put everything down on paper. So if something would happen to them, their family would be able to continue this legacy.
I love that. It's so genius.
So we have looked, there is nothing else like this out there. So this is kind of the first step to the creation of our community. We'd like to eventually, one of the reasons that I joined the group is because I love the whole operating systems. And I really think that we can apply it to the agricultural community because they're so busy working, and hard work is so ingrained into agriculture that they don't sit back and actually run their farming operation like a business. And so I think we could create the framework for operating systems within farming. And to coach health. I mean, that would be my role in it as a physician, would be to really push. I got out of traditional medicine. I'm really into functional medicine and holistic and herbal medicine as well. And to really start teaching people how to heal themselves, take time for themselves, improve their mental health. And, it's kind of a great melding of our two fields. So my question to you is, we're pretty much starting from zero. This project just started in December. He wrote the book in like 6 weeks. We've got it published. We're sending it out already and taking orders. My coach recommended that we change he has a Instagram following. I have Instagram following, which is very negligible. And then we have one for the business. They recommend that maybe we pool together and that be our brand together, like Jesse and Leah. Is that the direction that you think that you would take? Right now, the project is called The Farmer's Greatest Asset because they are the asset, right? The farmer is the asset. So that is the actual title of it. So I guess I am asking you what you think of all of that.
Yeah. Well, first off, I absolutely love, number one, the niche. It's really awesome. I love the genesis story of it is really, really cool. That just
Thank you.
It's really inspiring. And I also really admire both of your action orientation. It's clear that you guys are just shipping and moving fast. So that's awesome.
We have we built this book and we had the workbook. Now we have a journal, we have a keepsake, we have a whiteboard. All of that is in production already.
Amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. I feel that kind of sense of just shipping things and putting it out there and trying things. For me, I think that's been the number one reason probably for my success over the years is just putting stuff out there and shipping stuff. So that's really great. In terms of when you're talking about the social strategy and all that, if I were, so are you trying to create a high ticket program or something like that? Or what's your goal?
Yes. The goal is to create a high ticket program. It isn't created yet, but I can see myself teaching courses on health and well-being and healing with nature and growing your own food, those types of things.
Sure. So things that I would consider. So I think the idea of merging the accounts and kind of thing, I don't really think you need to do that. You can do that, you cannot, but you already have a company account, your account, his account. You have 3 accounts. That's a lot of accounts. You know what I mean? I don't think the linchpin is let's make another account. I think the linchpin is go deeper with what you already have and just start to put out really awesome, valuable content on those channels. And he'll build up his fan base. You'll build up your fan base. The brand's going to have its fan base. And that's plenty of accounts to go on for now. Like adding another is not the linchpin to this.
Well, they thought maybe we, instead of having our business account, that it could be our own brand account together. And then we just kind of let ours go.
I think when it comes to this stuff, okay, my own perspective on this is like, especially when you're like earlier on in building something, it's like, what are you excited by? Like, what do you want to do? Right? Because it's your brand, right? And so like when you think about it, like, do you want to have one together? Do you like the idea of a company account and individual accounts? Like, again, I'm just defaulting to like what you've chosen to do yourself, which is we have each individual accounts, which is awesome. You can have your own creative direction. You can have your own way of doing things, speak to your own audience. He's maybe got the men and male farmers that are mostly coming to him, and you speak to more the female farmer and that kind of vibe. And like there's a mix over, but then there's also its own kind of little vibe to it. And then there's like the company one. I mean, that seems perfectly fine to me, and like awesome. Now, if you're like, oh no, we're really, really excited, we want to have one together, then go for it. But I would default to just keeping it simple if I could. Like that's my own perspective there. Now, okay. I think the more valuable stuff for you to be spending your time on is not that piece. That to me is like table stakes. I think that I would, based on like your energy and the speed at which you're moving, I would consider like really going deep with the content on Instagram, right? Making like the best possible content for farmers that are looking to kind of plan out, their estate and their future in their family. And so like really starting to ask yourself, like, what's currently going on in those people's mind? What's the story in their head right now? And how do you create content that speaks to like where they are and then presents your farmer system basically as like the solution to that. So as an example, like you'd want to speak to them kind of like this. And I mean, whether it's a Instagram carousel, a talking head, whatever, you may consider something like, you went and inherited your farm from your father. But have you ever, sometimes you wonder at night, like what if something happened to you and your 3 kids weren't of the age yet to learn about how you run your farm, all the ins and outs, the time you wake up, what you actually do from 5 to 8 a.m. while they're sleeping. It's not just, making pancakes at 8. There's a lot that happens before that. And there's a lot that happens while they're at school from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. And while they're doing a good job milking the cows and making sure like the bales of hay are done on the weekends, there's 40 hours a week that they're missing. And sometimes you wonder to yourself, well, damn, if something was to happen to me, those 40 hours would get lost in the ether. And then boom, you then from that point present then your solution. It's like, so that's what actually the kind of the inspiration of why we created, XYZ, was to become this asset that you could have so that you could pass this on to ensure that you have like an insurance policy for your whole business. You have an operating system for it. And no matter, just like the way that your father passed it down to you, there's a better way to do this and a new way to do this. It's even more efficient, even more, responsible. And it's almost your duty as a farmer to be doing this for your family. You have a will, you have an insurance policy, you have life insurance, you need a farmer's asset or whatever, however you do it. Right? So
that is amazing. Thank you. That was amazing.
So this is a key thing, guys, that I've been studying a lot recently. And so I'm just sharing it in some specific examples here, because the more you can describe the problem in your audience's head better than they can, the more they will trust your solution. Because they're going to go and they're going to go, damn, this guy is speaking directly to me. I was literally wondering that. How did you know that? And it's like, okay, well, you obviously understand what's in my head. So like, I mean, what do you do exactly? And it's like, oh, well, this is what we do. This is what we help you set up, blah, 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 blah. Right. And they're going to hands down, be down with it because you just so accurately describe their pain point. Okay. So that would be the kind of content I would be putting out. I'd be, you could even put, whether it's in the book you've made or your own content, like I would upload it even up to ChatGPT and be like, hey, come up with like 50 high converting content ideas that we could make that would make it absolutely irresistible for people in our Instagram audience to convert to our product, and then get it to rank the best ideas from best to worst to put out. Now, the next thing I would focus on is not, start another Instagram account or these things. Get that content strategy going. And then I would, just as fast as you've gotten this book going, get the high ticket thing going. So I would take the whole book and I would upload that to ChatGPT or to Claude. And I would say, hey, based on this book, we're looking to go and price something at $5,000 for this market. Go and come up with 5 modules, go and come up with the branding, go and come up with the outcome and the transformation that we should promise people, and get it to just take the book and formulate a high ticket product from it. And then as it starts formulating the strategy for it, get it to actually flush out all the contents of it. And then also then get it to flush out the worksheets for it too. And just basically get ChatGPT to make the whole product probably for you, because you've already done the hard work of writing the whole damn thing. Now you just need it like packaged up in the form of like a high ticket thing. Now when I say these things, guys, not to oversimplify it, everything I said, I believe in. The one thing that in my head, just to communicate this though to you guys, is that when I do these things, I view ChatGPT or any AI as like an analyst. So it's like I almost have like a high powered like McKinsey consultant like at my side. And so I'm going to go, hey, I need you to go like package this up, show me your research, go and tell me like 3 different options of how I can make a high ticket thing based on this book. Tell me the market, tell me how it's worth the $5,000 to them, how it actually helps them make 10x more from time saved, peace of mind, money, all these things, and then come back to me with that report so I can advise you on next steps. It's then going to, ChatGPT or whatever is going to come back with its reco. You're then going to have to read through it as the CEO and go, what do you agree with? What do you not? What do you wish it was more like, less like? What did it hit? What did it not do? And speak to it, right? And then kind of edit it. But at least it's done all the heavy lifting for you. So I just say that to say, like, don't take, the reco as like the Bible, obviously, right? Like it's a reco, and then kind of, evolve it from there. But that will help you probably launch something. Like for, I think people like you guys, like if I'm just, based on like some of your shipping speed, I think you could launch, like you think you could have the curriculum all done in a week. If, depending on your versatility with these tools, versus spending 2 months, because it's already going to understand his voice. It understands all he wrote about. It understands all the exercises. It understands everything. It just now needs to be packaged up in a way that would be the logical next step of what someone would purchase based on having read the book. So I would say it's social audience. They've read the book. And now why would someone like that buy a $5,000 product from you?
Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you.
I think the back of napkin, why someone would pay $5,000 for it is like just the same way that I could go and like give you all the instructions of how to write a will, or I could give you all the instructions of how to go buy life insurance. You're still going to want someone's help with that.
Yeah.
Right. And the same thing goes with, what do you call it again? Your farmer's asset, farmer's journal?
Farmer's greatest asset.
Farmer's greatest asset. Thank you. So the same thing with that, right? It's like, it's literally like if something were to happen, it's all neat to have life insurance, but the family's going to want to continue the thing. It's all good to have a will, but like, that's just that money, but it's not the next 40 years of like actually how to do the thing. So this is actually more valuable than all that stuff. And when you have that stuff, you get it professional. So with this, like, why would you not just pay 10,000, 15,000, even 29,000 maybe to like get someone to help you over a year actually do this, and not just do it, but like we do, the first quarter is helping you create it. The second quarter is then, helping you then present it to your family. And then third is like being on like a call with you and your family to kind of talk about any questions that may have come up. And then fourth is then kind of like the final refinements that would be necessary. So it's polished and it's good to go. And then after that, we recommend that you stay with us on an annual process because this thing needs to be continually updated every year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think you're really onto something. By the way, guys, like for some of you, like we talked to Seth, Leah, these kind of niche things are the fucking coolest. I'm just going to be real. Like, and I think that there's like, it's actually awesome when you find yourself in these kind of little weird pockets. Like I crave trying to get, anything I'm doing into these weird pockets. It's really good because there's like, you're in your own lane, doing your own thing. The more you just nerd out over the thing that you love anyways, Seth, that's maybe helping like, athletes refine their performance and mindset and introduce them to psychedelics in a safe way, but that's not like going to dominate their lives or like be anything unsafe. Like it's so random and so niche, but it's like such a massive niche too in its own way. And same thing with you, Leah. I mean, your niche is gigantic. So just really, really going deep with it. And I would say, yeah, making content that people just find insanely valuable, and then making a product that just is like the next step when someone like kind of comes into your universe, which is like they're learning that the greatest assets is like documenting all this stuff and all this. And we have a workbook and we have a book and we have this and that. It's like, cool. Like you should have something that's probably priced at like around 5,000 that is like a course that's kind of like do it yourself. And then you probably should have something that's like 30,000 that's more like done with you, which is like the check-in thing I just said to you, which is like, you know, the first, 60 days we go and we make it. The second 60 days we edit it. Second 60 days after that, we meet with your family. And then the second 60 days after that, or the fourth 60 days in total, or however you want to do it, we help you refine it based on your family's feedback. And then after that, like you've got your greatest asset. And then after that, we just help you keep it up to date every year. And that's like, if you pay it for 30K the first year, thereby after that, every year is 15K. And with that, you get like 4 calls from us. And you're part of the community of other farmers building their greatest asset, where you can also like trade notes, get on calls with them, see what they put in theirs. You can trade notes of what you're putting in yours, all that good stuff.
I have one other question. That is great. That's great information. So there is not another book like this out there. And we've had a lot of like farming estate planners and like bankers say, this is a great book. It'll be great for my customers, and they're ordering it for their customers. Do you think that's something that I should also look into, or just get started on this? Because I guess when I look at like doing the 90-day challenge, like those would be some of the people that I could reach out to and DM. Or do I just
on your
focus on
bandwidth
getting this done?
Yeah, it depends on your bandwidth. I think
Okay.
like, but I do think you're thinking about priorities really well. Like you're, this Wagyu farm is probably really successful, I would imagine. You seem very like on it with your suggestions.
Well, actually, I am very, very much spread thin. So, because I also homeschool my 3 kids.
Wow.
And
You're doing it all.
it's so, yes. And I'm the CFO for our farm. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say on bandwidth, I would definitely not do the combined account thing. That would, if you were asking my suggestion, I would keep doing your individual stuff. Just get the content going there. Keep focused. Go deep. I would get the thing made in ChatGPT, like I just mentioned, and then I would maybe initially just work with the inbound people for now, and then as you, if you have more bandwidth, go for it. But maybe just process the inbound people for now. Understand like what is it that you think clients would like most about it? What do you know anyone else, any other professionals that would be interested in this? And kind of just through referrals and stuff, start kind of seeing what other people maybe would be interested. And then as you get more bandwidth, there's definitely a massive market there, because the same people they could be referring people to you, but you could also be referring people to them.
Right.
Right. Like, yeah, you get it. So there's a whole massive opportunity there. It's awesome.
Thank you.